Top 12 addictive action anime with overpowered main characters. Kicking things off with number 12, we've got Kinnikuman Kanpeki Chôjin Shiso-hen. Yes, this is the legendary return of the goofy superhero wrestler with more muscle than common sense. He's clumsy, ridiculous, and yet somehow unstoppable. It's pro wrestling but anime style, so every move feels like a godly finisher that could break the laws of physics and your Wi-Fi connection at the same time. The show knows it's absurd and embraces it, throwing in over-the-top fights that make WWE look like yoga class. Honestly, the best part is watching Kinnikuman trip over himself, only to accidentally destroy an enemy who trained for 10,000 years. If you love old-school shonen energy, sweaty macho dudes yelling, and battles that escalate into straight-up cosmic nonsense, this one slaps. Bonus points if you watch while flexing in front of a mirror. You'll feel 3% stronger. Sliding to number 11, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game The Chronicles. Oh, you thought dueling with trading cards wasn't action-packed enough? Think again. This series proves that nothing is more dangerous than a teenager yelling "draw" at full volume. The animation takes those card battles and makes them look like world-ending wars, complete with godlike monsters, explosions, and characters screaming like their lungs are on fire. The overpowered MC energy comes from these card masters pulling out one more hidden strategy every 2 minutes. It's dramatic. It's ridiculous, and it's exactly why Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans never shut up about their favorite decks. Watching the characters stake entire dimensions on who draws the right monster is peak anime insanity. And let's be real, no one in real life ever pulls the exact card they need like anime protagonists do. If you've ever lost a duel to an 8-year-old, this anime will trigger flashbacks. Kicking off with number 10, we've got Princess Principal, Crown Handler Chapter 4. On the surface, this anime looks all prim and proper with tea, lace, and royal etiquette, but don't let the frilly dresses fool you. This is straight-up spy warfare. The main characters are undercover badasses, especially Ange, who has more tricks than James Bond and Batman combined. The action comes with a stylish flair, rooftop chases, assassination attempts, and gunfights that somehow still look classy. And yes, even when bullets are flying, they keep the British accents sharp enough to cut glass. What makes this overpowered is not brute strength, but the sheer brainpower and spy gadgets. The MCs practically speedrun espionage while villains act like NPCs who never played the tutorial. It's like Victorian-era Mission Impossible, but with anime girls who can outwit empires. If you've ever wanted high-stakes action served with elegance, this one's your tea. Literally. Landing on number 9, Satsuriku no Tenshi. Now this one's a little darker. It's basically a death game from hell. Rachel wakes up trapped in a creepy building, and the MC she's paired with is Zack, a scythe-swinging maniac who makes Jason Voorhees look like a babysitter. The action isn't just fighting, it's survival against psycho villains who look like they belong in horror movies. But here's the twist. Zack is ridiculously overpowered in raw brutality, and somehow Rachel, who looks fragile enough to lose a fight with a curtain, becomes his anchor. The duo dynamic is addictive, because you never know if they're gonna murder enemies or each other. The show's edgy, yes, but it's also weirdly heartfelt at times. Plus, Zack's kill now, ask later attitude makes every encounter an adrenaline shot. If you like action dipped in horror sauce, this anime delivers. Looking at number 8, Shuukan Ranobe Anime. Now this one is meta as hell. It pokes fun at anime tropes while still delivering truly wild action sequences. The MC is overpowered in the sense that he's basically aware of every cliché and plays the system like a gamer speedrunning life. What keeps you watching is how the show roasts the same isekai and battle anime tropes we've all seen 1,000 times. But don't get it twisted, the fights are still lit, with flashy powers and explosions that could bankrupt an animation studio. The comedy lands right in the middle of all that chaos, making it addictive. It's like the anime itself is trolling us, but also spoiling us with battles that look like they came straight from a high-budget shonen. If you love satire with your power fantasy, this one's a must-watch. Marching into number 7, we have Revisions. Okay, mech fans, this one's for you. We are talking giant robots, time travel, and a main character so convinced he's special, you'll want to slap him through the screen. Yet annoyingly, he is special. The story drops a group of high schoolers into the future, and suddenly they're humanity's last hope against alien cyborg freaks. The action? Straight chaos. Massive mechs, smashing futuristic monsters, cities crumbling, and a soundtrack that makes everything feel 10 times more epic. The MC, Daisuke, is kind of a brat, but he's ridiculously overpowered in his piloting, making you both cheer for and roast him at the same time. Revisions nails that teenagers forced to save the world vibe, but cranks the action to 11. It's Gundam energy mixed with time travel headaches, and honestly, it's a ride you won't regret. Sliding down to number 6, B, The Beginning. This anime feels like someone threw detective mystery, supernatural powers, and bloody action into a blender, then hit turbo. Our boy Koku is the definition of overpowered main character. A mysterious dude who can transform into a winged killing machine. He slices through enemies like they're butter left out in the sun. The fights are bloody, fast, and honestly gorgeous to watch. But here's the kicker. The anime also doubles as a crime thriller. So between the flashy action scenes, you've got detectives trying to keep up, while Koku casually redefines god-tier combat. It's stylish, violent, and smarter than it first appears. If you like your action with a side of conspiracy and gore, Be The Beginning is that late-night anime you accidentally binge until 4 a.m. and regret nothing. Crashing in at number 5, we've got Grancrest Senki. Ah yes, medieval fantasy politics, magical wars, and a protagonist who bulldozes through chaos like he read all the spoilers beforehand. Theo, the MC, starts off as just some idealistic dude, but quickly snowballs into a warlord powerhouse. Add in alliances, betrayals, and magic that literally reshapes the battlefield, and you've got nonstop action. The battles aren't just flashy spells, these are full-scale wars with armies clashing, strategy unfolding, and Theo flexing like he skipped the beginner tutorial. Sure, the pacing can be a little wild, but the energy never dips. It's the kind of anime where you sit down for just one episode and suddenly realize you've devoured the whole season. And honestly, it deserves more hype. It's like Game of Thrones, but with fewer awkward endings and more actual wins. Biting down at number 4, we've got Killing Bites. This anime is exactly what the title promises. Pure, savage fighting. The premise is simple. Animal-human hybrids beat the absolute crap out of each other in brutal tournaments. Enter Hitomi, our overpowered main character, who's part honey badger. And let me tell you, honey badger Hitomi does not care. She tears through enemies like they're background extras in a Mortal Kombat cutscene. The violence is raw, the fan service is extra, and the commentary makes sure you never forget just how insane these fights are. The anime leans into the chaos, never apologizing for its ridiculousness. And that's why it's addictive. You don't watch Killing Bites for subtlety. You watch it for sharp claws, wild transformations, and fights that make UFC look like a pillow fight. If you're here for pure animalistic power, this one's a guilty pleasure you won't put down. Jumping into number 3, Hakata Tonkotsu Ramens. This one feels like Quentin Tarantino made an anime, then added ramen for flavor. The city of Fukuoka is crawling with hitmen, assassins, and shady characters, and yet it's all somehow hilarious. The overpowered main characters here aren't supernatural. They're just ridiculously skilled killers who treat murder like a part-time job. The show bounces between intense action and dark comedy, and it nails both. Watching professional killers argue about baseball or noodle shops right after a bloody showdown is peak anime absurdity. Banba, Lin, and the crew are dangerously competent, making every fight feel slick and addictive. The charm is in how casually they blend ultraviolence with humor, like, oh yeah, I just stabbed 3 guys, but let's grab ramen. It's chaotic, stylish, and criminally underrated. Sneaking into number 2, Devil's Line. Vampires, guns, and a romance subplot that actually doesn't make you groan, it's a miracle. The MC, Tsukasa, is part vampire, part I could destroy you in 2 seconds, which instantly puts him in the overpowered category. The action gets bloody fast, with vampires going feral mid-fight, while Tsukasa tries to keep his inner monster on a leash. The dynamic between him and the human girl he's protecting is honestly more compelling than expected, but don't get it twisted. This anime is brutal. It's cops versus vampires with plenty of gore, betrayals, and messy fights that'll keep you hooked. Some fans complain it's too edgy, but hey, if you're watching an anime called Devil's Line, what did you expect? The intensity makes it addictive, and Tsukasa's overpowered moments carry the show. Finally, at number 1, we've got Ninja Batman. Do I even need to explain? This is Batman, but in feudal Japan. That's it, that's the pitch. And somehow it's even crazier than it sounds. Batman gets thrown back in time, fights samurai versions of his rogues gallery, and pilots giant mechs because why the hell not? The action is non-stop insanity. Explosions, sword fights, ninjas, Joker turning into a giant monster. It's basically Batman fanfiction on steroids, and I loved every second. The MC, obviously Batman, is overpowered not just because he's Batman, but because anime Batman is like 10 times scarier. The animation style shifts mid-battle, the fights are jaw-dropping, and it's one of the most entertainingly absurd anime experiences out there. If you don't watch this, you're missing a gem that proves anime Batman is peak Batman. And that's the list. 12 addictive action anime with overpowered main characters who either punch through physics or cheat with brains. Which one's your favorite? Did Ninja Batman blow your mind too? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more anime breakdowns. Until next time, keep your anime binge strong.